When elements are shared between pages, it can still feel a bit jarring, or at least unnecessary, for those elements to transition away only to come right back a moment later. Lucky for us, layout templates in Framer have a trick up their sleeve. In this lesson, I'll show you how we can keep animations and even static elements in place completely uninterrupted when navigating from page to page. Let's recap the problem we're trying to solve and then take a look at the finished result that we're going for. Here in the example that we finished up at the end of the previous lesson, if I click from page to page, you'll see that the entire header bar that's at the top of the page is getting pushed away only to get pushed back into view, which is kind of silly. This is what we might call a persistent element because it was there before the transition and it's there after the transition. So it should really just stay put. The fact that it's getting pushed out of the way only to come right back into view is a little disorienting, and it interrupts the animations with the logo on the left-hand side, and it interrupts the animations that should be taking place between the different nav items because that is, in fact, an animated component. So let's take a look at what it should look like. In the completed example, when I click from home to stories, the whole header bar stays put, the animations remain uninterrupted, and we can actually see that our nav is an animated toggle. The key to making this happen is layout templates, which we talked about in the Framer Fundamentals course. So if you haven't watched that, I'll put a link in the description below. Go check that out to get a more comprehensive look at what layout templates are all about. But because they're the key to pulling this off, we're gonna go and we're gonna create one. So I'm just gonna close our completed example and head back to the design canvas of our start project. The easiest way to create a layout template and put this whole header bar in there is just to select the header bar itself, right-click it, and choose Create Layout Template. That'll create our first layout template and it'll put the header bar in there automatically. I'm just gonna name this Main because it's gonna be our main layout template in this project. And when I click Create, here we go. We get our placeholder for the content that's gonna be on each page. We get the header bar, which is where I right-clicked from, so that came over automatically. And at the bottom, we probably wanna have our footer as well because the footer is gonna repeat on every page. So I'm going to leave the layout template, go back to the home page, come down here and grab our footer. And I'm just gonna hit Command X on my Mac. That'll be Control X on your PC. And then to get back into the layout template, I can just double click on the header bar since it's part of the layout template. And now I can just hit paste. I have the breakpoint selected and hitting paste drops the footer right in there. So I've got the header bar, I'll have the content of each page, and I've got the footer at the bottom. So basically how you would normally set up a layout template because these elements repeat on every page. You'll save yourself a bit of work to establish these elements in the layout template and then apply the layout template to each and every page. So that way, if you need to make a change, you can do it in one place. It'll happen on every page. Again, we go over that in Framer Fundamentals. So going back to our home page, now if we look at the layers panel, we only see the content of the page. We don't see the header bar or the footer anymore because they're part of the layout template. They're sort of integral to the breakpoint itself. So I'm gonna go to the other pages and take a look at what we've ended up with. Because while the other pages do in fact have our layout template applied, they also still have those duplicate elements. They still have their own header bar, which I'm going to delete, and they have their own footer, which I'm going to delete because I sure don't want two footers. And then I'll go to the features page and do the same thing. I'm gonna delete the header bar and delete the footer so that way we aren't inheriting those and then inserting a duplicate on top. Cool, so let's go back to our homepage and I'm gonna press Command P on my Mac to preview this. And you'll notice that nothing has really been solved here. We have the same problem that we had from the very beginning. And that's because there's one more step we have to do to tell an element that we want to exclude it from the page effect. We don't want it to participate in the animated transition that's taking place here. So we'll leave preview mode. I'll double click on the header bar to go back into the layout template. And with the header bar selected, I'm going to come down here to styles and I'm going to click to add a style. And you'll find here on this big long list that there is a page effect style. You can think of it more as a property than something that's stylistic. But with the page effect property added, we can set it to exclude, which is gonna do exactly what we want. So I'll go back to the home page, I'll press Command P to preview this. And now when we click from page to page, there we go. Now we're talking. This header bar element is no longer participating in those page effects and therefore remains in place, keeps all of its animations persistent, and we get exactly the result that we're looking for. But there is still one more teeny tiny problem. And it's that if we start on a page that isn't the home page, like if we start on the stories page, for example, if we land on that page first, you'll notice home is still in its active state. And that's because in the layout template, we've got this navbar set to one particular variant, the variant that has home highlighted. So with this layout template applied to every page, we get home highlighted on every page. We don't want that. Let's look at how to fix it. I'm going to head back to the canvas. I'm going to go back into the layout template, and I'm going to select this component. Now, when I'm editing the guts of what's inside of the layout template, I can of course change the variant on the properties panel here. But when I'm looking at a particular page that the layout template is applied to, all this stuff is kind of encapsulated, almost like it's one gigantic component. So just like we would with components, we can add a variable to make this property accessible from the outside of the component, from the outside of the layout template. So let's do that. I'll select my nav component. The variant is the thing that I would like to expose from the outside. So I'm going to click on the word variant. I'm going to choose to create a variable out of that. And now we'll just give the variable a name. I want to give it a name that's going to make sense to me later. So I'm just going to name it nav, because nav variant 1, nav variant 2, nav variant 3, that's enough information that I think I'll be able to make sense of this later. And then when I head back to the stories page, for example, now with the page breakpoint selected, we see the properties of our layout template, which now include the nav variable that we just created. So for this page, we can switch to variant 3, which is where features is highlighted, or we can switch to variant 2, where stories is highlighted. And since we're currently looking at the stories page, that's the one we want. And then we'll switch to the features page and do the same thing. We'll select the breakpoint. Over here on the properties of the layout template, we've got our nav variable, which we can switch from variant 1 to variant 3, which is the one that has features highlighted. So now, no matter which page a visitor initially lands on, they're going to see the correct nav item selected. And there you have it. Persistent animations give our site a sense of stability and continuity. Layout templates make it possible and keep global elements feeling as unified as they should be. That's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one.